Hello, my dearest good buddies, and welcome to the Good Buddies Anime Podcast. I am your good buddy, Brandon.
And I'm your good buddy, Roger.
And we're back.
We're back.
We missed another week. I'm so sorry.
We had Thanksgiving and Black Friday.
That one's on me. I'm gonna take responsibility for that one.
You don't have to, dude.
Your boy works retail. Your boy was not feeling it after that 13-hour shift for Friday shift.
That's why I was
Baby wasn't feeling it.
When you were like, man, maybe I don't know. Because at first you were like, yeah, we can still meet up and do something. And once you finished, you're like, I just worked 13 hours. And I was like, yeah, just, dude.
I think my exact words were, I'm coming off 13 hours of baby back bullshit, and I'm not feeling it.
I did not blame you for a single second. You know I've worked plenty of shifts in freaking retail on Black Friday.
The thing about that job in particular is, like, there is, like, no one there to like tag out for, so it was literally me and this other girl standing there for like so long, not taking breaks. My homeboy, my good buddy at work, my good buddy Joe, had to run and get us balls of water and bags of chips so we didn't just pass out. It was a fucking bummer, man.
Hey, man, Joe's number one, though.
Anyway, this capitalist society is killing me, and welcome to the goddamn podcast. We are here.
We are covering the last 4 episodes of Chio's School Road. That is episode 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah, it is.
And we had some good ones in there. But
oh boy,
before we get into that, I do want to tell you to stick around after the review and the full breakdown, because we're going to go over the new format, what it's going to be switching up to, and give you guys kind of a general idea of what to expect going forward from here. But aside from that, stick around for it, and let's go just right into Brandon. What have you been watching over this last little bit of time?
Honestly, not a whole lot, man. I did watch a couple more episodes.
It's different for me.
Yeah, I know you watched everything, and I'm ready to hear about it. But I did watch a couple more episodes of that the Zombieland saga.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun show, pretty ridiculous.
Gotta get into it, dude. I gotta watch more.
Yeah, there's a bit. You know, I'm not a big fan of like the 3D like animation, particularly when I can tell. And they had a bit of that in like I think it was the 3rd episode of that one, and I was like, okay, but it kind of pulled me out, but it's still a fun show. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that one. It's super goofy and just ridiculous. I'm not caught up, so maybe it'll get shitty and I'll hate it, but who knows? I did also watch a couple more episodes of Bloom Into You. New episode actually came out today that I'm really looking forward to, but man, oh man, that show's kind of nailing it for me. Like, they're giving a lot of really good character development to even the side characters. I told you a little bit about that earlier.
Yeah, you did.
And yeah, I don't really want to talk about it too much, because I might want to talk about it later.
Watching it, yeah, too.
Yeah, if anybody's watching it, like, hey, just talk to your boy, reach out, because damn, I'm really enjoying that show. I will say my favorite thing about the previous episode I watched was at one point they go to McDonald's, but it's not a McDonald's because you can't do that. It's a E-Donald's. Y''D Donald's. And the arch is the gold. It's the regular golden arches, but they split them and throw a third taller arch in the middle, and it looks real stupid. I love it.
It did look good. You showed me a picture.
We got to talk about the E-Donald's, bro.
It looked great, man. I think I'll probably check that one out too.
I mean, it is very much a drama. It is very much a romance. It does have some funny moments and some pretty cutesy bits. There's one bit in particular where, not unlike your good buddy Skullface bookseller Honda-san, the main character, the younger of the two main characters, works in a bookstore that is run by her family. And there's a bit at the beginning of one episode where a bunch of her friends and or classmates come in and they're buying certain books. She's like, oh, she likes these books, she likes those books. And then the girl who is, you know, her counterpart, her love interest / not really love it. It's complicated, and that's one thing I love about it. But she comes in and she buys a book that the girl who's selling it to her, the young girl, she immediately recognizes as this book that's about 2 girls. And she's thinking to herself, oh man, I heard this one had some really raunchy bits. She's just trying to see my reaction or something. I'm not going to play her game. And she just rings it up like normal. She's like, have a nice day. Okay, bye. And she leaves. And then like the next day at school, she runs up to her and she's like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Like, she didn't realize that it was like about that. It's really fucking great. Anyway. But yeah, that show has its moments of levity. It is very much a fairly serious like love story drama thing. And I don't know that you'd be super into it, but I'm really liking it, man.
I'll probably still check it out and just see.
If nothing else, I'll say again, the fucking animation is crisp and smooth as shit.
I'm not that hard to please as long as there's good characters and a good story there.
I'm really liking the character development of it, and I said that about Hanabado before, and you got into that, and there was some moments where you were like, well, this was like particularly the fucking Wei episode really bummed you out. I haven't seen anything that's hit me like that yet in this one, so I don't know. You might be into it, man.
And I mean, I liked Hanabado pretty well.
Yeah, Hanabado was great. Anyway, that's what I've been watching. What have you been watching, big boy?
Dude, my beautiful boy. I got all my regular stuff.
My beautiful anime boy.
Of course, I watched the Goblin Slayer, new Goblin Slayer episodes. Those were good.
Hell yeah.
Honda-san, the last episode of it was really great.
I kind of fell off that. I got to jump back in.
I caught up on SSSS Gridman.
4 S's.
Yeah, 4 S's.
Said it right.
It does have meaning for all those S's. I forgot what it was. I'll remember it.
It
soon.
stands for super powered,
super team, super suit,
super Sentai, sexy samurai Gridman.
Yeah. Dude, that show is really good.
If 2 of those S's aren't Super Sentai, then what the fuck, right?
They're not, I don't think.
Okay, well, what the fuck?
But I could be wrong on that.
Tell me about it.
However, the new episodes that I watched 2 of them and caught up. It was good, dude. This show is awesome. It just, I don't know. I can't really explain to you what makes it so cool to me, but man, it is cool, dude. And once you figure out, it just throws things that you don't expect. Like, halfway through, you get a big shock early on of who the real villain of the show is. Or at least one of the major villains. And then halfway through, the main character is now confronting that villain about being the villain because nobody believes him when he says, hey, this is the villain. And just the interaction, they go out to lunch. They do it over lunch. The character is waiting in his room, and it's... I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that's not watching it, but I definitely recommend it. And the animation is really good.
Yeah, the bits I've seen it look great.
It moves at this pace. The pace is so odd. And just the information that isn't there opposed to the information that is there, it just makes it very unique. There's just something different about it. I don't know what it is. Once I finish it, I'll give my full thoughts on it. But aside from that, I finished 3 series. I finished Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Yep.
Oh my god, I freaking loved it, dude. And I think you would really like it too.
All right.
But of the things that I watched, there's one I think that you would love more than the others. I also watched an anime called My Love Story that you talked about before. My big boy with the big beautiful lips.
He's got the big. Do you like my full luscious lips? Is that what he said?
I don't.
Said something like that in fucking Chio School Road.
Yeah. Dude, that show. At first
that show looks really cute. I've seen like GIFs and like memes and shit of it. It looks really fucking cute.
At first, I was like, I'm gonna have to pace myself with this because it's so damn adorable that
okay, I haven't watched any of it. Did you watch the whole thing?
Oh, I finished it all, dude.
Okay, so it's like a big guy who looks tough, but he's a big softie, right?
Kinda, yeah. He is tough though.
He is a tough guy.
He is tough.
And he's like, but he's never been in love or something, or he's looking for love.
Girls don't like him because how he looks.
Yeah, because he
that's what
like
it is.
They draw him like a gorilla, literally. That's
his best friend Sunakawa. That character, he's like the most popular, the smartest guy in school.
So hot.
He is beautiful. All the girls pine over him.
That's the guy you want to fuck.
Sunakawa, and all the girls want him. And if he has ever thought that they have talked shit about the main character,
he doesn't fuck with him.
No, he won't have anything to do with him.
He's a good fucking dude.
He's a great friend, man.
What a nice boy.
Oh, dude,
sticking up for his homie.
The show is so good, and the characters are all really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run through that.
And it is adorable. It is adorable, and it's funny, and the characters are. Everything about them is well paced. The arcs are never too long. It's only a couple episodes per incident or whatever, and it just like the relationship. It feels it feels good. The whole show is good. It's a very if you're looking for an uplifting experience or something to watch, and something you're gonna get some chuckles at, and some things you're gonna be like, watch this show. It's good. It's really good. I like it.
Yeah, I've had it in my watch list for a while. I just never pulled the trigger.
Dude, High Dive, man. High Dive is off the freaking charts.
I'm feeling High Dive. Can we talk about their subtitles?
Yes, let's talk about it after I talk about this episode.
After
this last anime.
Tell me about it.
And we will talk about that because that is an issue that I do want to bring up after I talk about how amazing High Dive is. Because, dude, my queue is full of stuff. I haven't seen this. This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. And that's just kind of how I've been going. But I watched this anime on there called Girls Last Tour.
Yes, that was also on Amazon. It was one that I almost picked up. Like when we were looking at stuff to watch, we ended up landing on Maiden Abyss. That was like one that was also recommended on there for me.
It is, dude, you will like it a lot.
Okay.
I will say
I've heard it's good.
I will say it does have some of that CG stuff you don't like. And mostly it's in the world, but it really helps. It's like one of the best uses of it I've ever seen.
Okay.
It really makes you, like brings the world around. And essentially it's a post-apocalyptic. Humans have virtually killed almost all the other humans off. So these little girls, somehow they have survived. One of them can read. One of them can't read. One of them, can drive. The other one can't. The other one is more muscle, but, they're very close. They're sisters pretty much. They're all that they have.
Yeah,
the show really makes you feel like, hey, they're all that they have because you see characters very few and far between in that entire show.
I got you. The only reason I didn't watch it before is because the little cover image of it looked really goofy to me because it appeared to be these two very young, very straight up anime girls, kind of goofy. I don't know, really like what's the show I'm thinking of? I don't know. Really simply animated goofy anime girls,
big eyes,
but with fucking helmets and in a tank. And I'm like, what in the fuck?
It's actually a motorcycle.
It's a motorcycle.
It's a hybrid between a tank and a motorcycle.
Okay,
that's how they get around. Because the world is in shambles. So they're looking for
Azumanga Daioh. They look like little Azumanga Daioh characters to me. And I was like, why are they in a battle
they're
vehicle?
just looking for ration packs like MREs and stuff like that. And
so it's a fairly serious program or what?
It does have moments that you laugh at the girls.
Okay.
They do silly things because they are very young.
Right.
But the whole series is, at the very end of it, dude, it's like pretty melancholy.
This sounds like it'd be really intense, actually.
It's not. There's not really any violence or anything like that, but it's just the way the atmosphere, the way they build it is. It's masterfully done. It's very good.
I'll have to check it out.
You might say that it's amazing, dude.
Oh my god.
But let's talk about
Is that the first drop? You really want that to be the first time you drop that? God damn it.
Now, before we get into the review, let's talk one more thing about High Dive. I do I highly recommend Girls Last Tour. If you haven't watched it, watch it. You definitely should watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
High Dive's, I don't know what is.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just Verve.
Let's specify. I have watched High Dive on my phone and didn't have this problem.
Okay.
I've watched High Dive on Verve on my PlayStation and had this problem. I've watched High Dive on Verve on my phone and not had this problem. The subtitles are different. I think it's something with that console app. Have you checked it out on? You have Verve on your Xbox?
I do have it on my Xbox. Yes.
Okay, you might try that out. I think it might just be the console version of Verve that the High Dive shows something's up with their subtitles because they also look different. Like most of the shows, they have the little yellow subtitles or whatever color they are, and they just show there's the subtitles, there they are, and it plays it on the thing. This one it does closed captioning subtitles where they have a black bar on them with the white text. It's really weird and. Specifically, I've only seen this problem occur for usually newer episodes if I rewind or something or go back or forward or whatever, that's when it really fucks up and they get horribly desynced.
Yeah.
Just
and it gets
by several
very
seconds.
Disorienting too.
Yeah.
And
the only way I've found to fix it is to skip to the end of the show so that it completely says that one's done and resets and then start it over at the beginning and not forward back, just watch it. That's the only way I've been able to
so
fix
you just completely reset it.
Yeah,
you go all the way to end.
Don't even just close the app and then start it back up where you were because it'll still be decent. You got to go all the way forward so that it ends the episode, start it over.
Okay.
That's the only way I've been able to fix that.
Because
it is annoying as hell.
I've closed out of the episode. I had this happen. So Legend of Galactic Heroes went up, and the first episode was awful.
Yeah.
But I did experience it also on one of the episodes of Girls Last Tour.
Yeah, I've been getting it on Bloomin' to You when I'm watching that. But again, I load the app up on my phone. It's got those regular ass yellow subtitles.
Yeah,
it works
and
fucking
the
fine.
Verve one, the ones on Verve that we get on the app or whatever, it doesn't have that. It has that giant black bar, which is kind of invasive over your picture.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, that's minor, but desyncing is kind of major. I hope that gets fixed. The only thing that I found that helps a little bit now, I've never fully corrected it, but I've managed to close out and go back in and rewind all the way to the beginning, close out, go back in, and just keep doing it. And eventually it'll be just a little better.
Yeah, I found that just skipping ahead and starting.
Okay, that's
over.
good to note because I will definitely try that.
Like fast forward to the end, let it play that last 5 seconds, and then start over.
Good buddies, if you have Verve and you've been checking out High Dive and you ran into that issue, you were not the only one.
Yeah, man, it's a kind of a bummer. Now, it, again, only seems to be happening on my console. Like what I'm probably gonna start doing is just watching it on my phone and then casting it to the console or something.
Not a bad idea at all.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what we've been watching. If you want to tell us about what you've been watching, of course, we'll have all the plugs at the end. But as always, thegoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. Hit us up with recommendations or whatnot. We got some very nice emails from a couple people, you said.
Yeah,
we actually got some more. So, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, thanks a lot, guys. We love it. We love you.
And Q replied to us.
Q replied?
Yeah, man. He heard that shout out, man. He enjoyed it. And
my good buddy Q.
That's awesome, man. Thank you again for sending in the love.
Yeah,
we
man.
super appreciate that.
We love you guys.
But I know what you guys will appreciate is if we get into the meat of the damn show.
It's about time.
Yeah, so we're gonna blast through this, and then we're gonna talk even more about what you can expect with the new format.
God, these 4 episodes.
So these 4 episodes of Chio's School Road are. Some of them are way ridiculous. The first one in particular is so ridiculous. It's great. We're on episode 9. That is Chio-chan changes her mind. We got our homeless buddy.
This one, man,
His teeth,
all right.
dude.
Episode 9.
His freaking teeth.
This one starts with a bit at the beginning. Chio's cramming for a test. Mom brings her snack. She says that she's aiming for a below average score. I wrote down here her pencil or whatever that she's using. She has a pencil topper that is the little robot claptrap from the Borderlands games. I thought that was pretty cool. I really liked those first couple games. But yeah, she goes to look up she's doing her cramming. She goes to her computer to look up what a kanji means, to look up the meaning of it online. Cut to her and Manana walking, and she says, that's the last thing I remember. She ended up gaming all night. Mom got mad, went to bed sulking, blah, 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 blah. Chio says she has a new plan, though, and Manana's like, what are you going to do, pray? Yes, in fact. They stop by a shrine, and she's just like ringing this bell and screaming, please, God, help me. Oh, God, please help me. It's pretty great. As they leave, a voice behind them says, your wish has been granted. They turn.
You see this wavy arm coming up.
It's Mott. I'm still calling him that. It's the old guy who was helping out Kushitori. What was her name? It was Kushitori something
Madoka.
else. Madoka Kushitori, yeah.
Yeah.
The old guy who was her master or whatever, who let's have a quick refresher because it's been 2 weeks since we talked about it, and maybe I haven't. This is an old guy who, by his own admission, is just a fucking pervert who's obsessed with high school girls and got in trouble for straight up groping some on a train.
Yep.
So what's and these girls who are talking to him know about that. So obviously we're gonna hang out with this fucking weirdo. That's a normal thing to do.
Well, to be fair, Manana and Chio are not exactly normal girls.
They're not exactly brilliant. They are below average, as they like to say. Anyway, he remembers Chio. He remembers Chio's name. They're like, "Oh, you remember us?" And he's like, "Well, I'd never forget a high school girl." And then he actually does never like really serious, like it's fucking weird. This guy bums me out. And he gives him some advice. He says, as a former elite salesman, he has a bit of advice for them, something that will really help him in the future. Just focus on your looks. Female executives and whatnot were never hired for their smarts or talent, only how attractive they are. And he says, and Chio's kind of like, well, I mean, come on, that only works if you're already pretty. And he's like, Chio, you don't understand. But I can make you street smart and whatnot. She's like, no, I don't know. You need to already be pretty for that kind of stuff. I'm below average, and unattractive girls that try too hard end up getting made fun of. And the old guy steps up and he says, "No, you are in fact beautiful, a diamond in the rough. Let me polish you. Get your fucking hands off her, you creep."
So he follows it up by putting his hands on her.
He does indeed. Chio still hesitant, asks Manana, who seems nervous about it, and then cheerily admits, "Well, I always thought you were pretty too." Chio finally agrees, to which Manana turns around and says, "Oh, this is getting interesting. She didn't really mean that. She just wants to see how fucked up this gets." Chio sits down. Matt has a table covered in masks and wigs. For some reason, there's a horse head there. He's just got all this shit. And they start by losing the glasses, and they're both shocked at how plain her face is. Chio just looks super plain.
She's very Ditto-esque.
Yeah, without her glasses. Matt tries putting a long blonde wig on her. Manana says she looks like one of those, just some kind of weird dude who just sits at home playing online games all day. And he's been shut in for 3 years. Jesus. Mott says it makes her look like Monsieur Kamayatsu, who, if you look it up, is like a dude who was in a band and also had some solo work. He's a fairly famous rock musician. He is now deceased, but
yeah, in the English version, he says the hair metal bands that I used to listen to.
Yeah, I actually looked up this guy, and he's kind of he kind of looks super rad. He did have that hair. He tries styling the wig, ends up looking like a shorter, wavy look. He says, "What is this? A Monroe? This is a Monroe. It's like a Monroe, right?" It kind of looks like a Marilyn Monroe hairstyle. The music, when it cuts to her, it like is playing this kind of chill tune, but the sound, there's a voiceover that just goes boop boopy doo, and I'm like, okay, it's real goofy.
She's looking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, Manana says she stepped right out of the Showa era, excuse me. And yeah, Mott's line is, "Oh, it looks like a Monroe. Wait, what's a Monroe?" He then says he's going to leave the makeup to Manana, who gets some things from her bag, goes at Chio's face like a fucking JoJo character. She's going, mana, 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 just like slashing at her face with this makeup. She says, "I'm going for that big eye makeup look that's so in right now." And once she's done, she does indeed have gigantic eyes and red lips. She looks like a fucking Jigglypuff.
She looks like a character from like a cover you would see on Peach Girl. I don't know if you're familiar with that series.
That sounds familiar. I don't think I've never actually.
You have to look
seen
it up,
dude.
it. That's what she looks like. It's a character.
Peach Girl sounds like a thing I've heard of.
You definitely have.
I for sure have. But yeah, she's got that crazy big eye. It reminds me a lot of what do you call the Asobi Asobase, the girl who, like, when her makeup was off, she just had tiny eyes, but then she puts the makeup on, she's got the giant eyes.
Oh yeah,
like that's the look they end up giving her, which is a real thing. Like, holy shit, that makeup, yeah. But yeah, once she's done, she looks crazy as hell. Manana and Matt both step away. I just keep calling him Matt. I'm just gonna keep calling him Matt. They both step back and they just like kind of turn away from her, like, what have we done? And they argue about the wig and the makeup. Eventually, they wipe everything away and just and slap a, like, Shimada.
The whole time she's like, "Am I looking good?
Hey, let me see. Do I look good?" Yeah. They slap this, like, older...
That's great, dude.
I wrote down Shimada-style wig on her, because, like, that's as close as I could figure out. She looks like something out of the Edo period. It's like one of those, like, geisha wigs that, like, has the big buns and shit. She looks absolutely ridiculous. And they say, well, it does work with her plain face because, like, you know, that was, if you look at, like, older art styles and stuff with, like, older paintings and stuff from Japan for the, like, Edo period shit, like,
yeah,
the women have those wigs. They have that plain-ass face because that was the style. They look a lot like the other girl from Asobi Asobase. You know what I'm talking about? The one who speaks English good?
Oh, yeah.
Who speaks English good.
Wow, dude, I thought that was...
Is that the worst sentence I've ever said?
I thought that was a joke.
She speaked English good.
Spoke English well.
Fuck you, dude.
Well,
it's big ho. All right. Anyway.
What was that last word?
But yeah, she looks absolutely ridiculous. They say she looks good, and Chio's like, "Do I look sexy?" And she's like, it's such a bummer because they're realizing how bad they're fucking up. But she's legitimately like, she's like, do I look good, guys?
She's so hopeful.
Oh, is it good? It's like she's trying She wants to be good, and
she believes that they've really
so
helped her.
It's so fucking sad. It's hurting my heart. Anyway, Matt goes on to say she looks like something that could be in a dirty magazine. All right. Chio blows them a kiss. They dodge it. She puts on a brief show as the new, quote, sexy, quote, unquote, Chio. She pole dances on a lamppost while music and lights come out of nowhere. Oh, behave, like she says. She's
hitting all of the
she's
pole
dropping
dancing.
all these lines. Yeah. She's spinning around. She's like hooking it with her leg and like hanging upside down and ooh.
She does that thing that I believe they call spread eagle.
Yeah, she does some of those.
You familiar with that?
All right. She spins and spins. The wig straight flies off of her at one point while she's spinning. And when it's over, the other two just look nervous. Chio puts her glasses back on, checks the mirror to see, oh, she's got her normal hair. And Manana tells her, well, the truth is you were beautiful all along. And she buys it. But she also runs off.
Dumb, dude.
She also runs off to school saying, well, it turns out this was a huge waste of time. Mott then has some line about wigs or something and removes his hat, revealing that he's completely bald.
Dude, and his teeth. You get a great shot of his teeth.
Yeah, his teeth are horrible.
The freaking, like, the whole right half of his teeth are gone.
It's pretty great.
It's oh my god, they draw it so stupid. It's so funny.
He's full as awful and I hate him. The short little bit at the end of this one, the little extra scene, Manana and Chio keep walking and Manana says, where'd you learn pole dancing anyway? And she says, oh, there's this pervy bar in this game I played. It was GTA. She got bored and just watched it all one day. Just sat there watching these.
Memorized it on.
Yeah, just watching them pole dance on this GTA game. All right, next half.
Flat cut.
I don't understand that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it's called that either.
It's got to mean something to someone. I don't know what it is. Anyway.
Furato kato in Japanese.
Sure. Chio is geeking out about a pipe that spans a gap over a small river in town, wants to cross it, even personifies it.
She has a pipe fetish.
Yeah, personifies it as a man who is strict but still has kindness in it. Manana does not get it at all. She's like, what the fuck are you it's a pipe. It's just a pipe going over like a gutter. What the hell? Yeah, she's completely weirded out, saying Chio's been acting odd and brings up that Boys Love magazine she found in her room, the one she purchased in a previous episode. Chio changes the subject. No, come on, like look at this pipe. Look how cool. And Manana's just like, it's not cool. No one cares. Chio goes on to say something like, if someone proposed to me from up there, I'd say yes just because they did it. And she's like, fucking weird. All this to say, Chio has a weird idea of what cool is. As they walk, they spot Ando, who has this just crazy looking aura around him. He's real serious. And he uses his Heaven Destroyer technique to huck a newspaper across the street straight into a mailbox. Nails it. Chio runs over. Amazing! Wow, that was so cool. Oh my god. Ando notices them, apologizes for getting so worked up. Chio's very impressed. She runs over and is talking to him. Manana thinks he was just showing off. And Chio's so amazed by it. Wait, was Ando showing off for Chio? Does he like Chio? All right.
All right.
Yeah. He quickly fucks off. He bails. He gets out there. Oh, I gotta go. And Manana thinks, well, maybe I had the wrong idea here. They see him again though, sitting alone later. He pulls out a pack of cigarettes and thinks to himself, oh wait, I quit. But if you quit, why do you still have the cigarettes? Then he pulls out a cigar instead and starts puffing away. It ain't no better for you, man. All right. Chio watches this and she says, oh wow, he leveled up. She runs over. Asks him about, is that a cigar?
Is that a real cigar?
Yeah, it's a real cigar. And he's just puffing on this cigar. Jesus Christ. Manana is now certain that Ando is appealing to Chio's weird sense of what's cool. He definitely likes her. And she says to herself, what kind of weird pairing is this? She imagines the future. Maybe Ando turns it around, becomes a rich executive type. Manana is leaving the grocery store with her bicycle. Can't afford a car.
This part is so great.
This is so like you see her as an adult and she's like a very plain woman, like just wearing a long skirt and walking with her bike after leaving the grocery store because she can't afford a car. And fucking a convertible pulls up It's Ando and Chio with her Monroe hairstyle.
Yeah,
and she's like,
got
oh,
her
hey, how's it
hairstyle
going?
back.
Like, it's fucking great. And tells her, oh, hey, you gonna get, aren't you getting a car? You should get a foreign car. I mean, they're so nice once you get used to the wheel being on the left side and blah, 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 and just goes on and on. It's pretty great. It's real goofy, but it's pretty great. Anyway, back in reality, Manana screams in frustration and pushes Chio away from Ando, getting them, to continue back onto school. As they go, they spot Ando again feeding a cat in a box. It's George from the previous episode. George runs off when he sees Chio because Chio grabbed him and
She's
gave him a big
running
hug.
and she's like, oh my God, that's
It's
my friend George.
It's George! And she runs after him. When they see Ando, Manana does have a bit where she realizes the cat, she sees exactly what he was going for because the cat is in a box and he's petting it. He's holding an umbrella. He was hoping it'd be raining so he could have that scene where he's sheltering the cat from the rain. Haha. This guy really had his stuff planned, but it wasn't raining. But
it takes her a second to put it together, but she puts it together.
It's pretty great. All right. George runs off. Chio runs after him. Ando runs too. He says, whoop, time for next plan. And Manana's like, did he really just say that out loud? Chio stops as Manana and her are walking again, and she's like, wait, could it be that Ando likes me? And Manana's like, what? She doesn't want to say, yeah, duh. She's kind of surprised that Chio doesn't realize that already. And Chio says, well, he does message me sometimes. She pulls out her phone and you can see the text message is something about, oh, it's such a hot day. I think I might go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. The translation on the sub just says I might go get some ice cream today or something like that. And you don't see the response. Yeah. And then Manana, seeing this, she's just reeling. How'd they get so close without me knowing? When did he get her email? What the hell? They turn a corner to see Ando. This is a good one. Ando has a guy, his friend who he borrowed the PlayStation. He went over to his house to play PlayStation with because he wanted to play the Boys Love game, see what that was all about. He's got him. What was it called? They say it in the Sobi opposite. Kabedon, where they have him pinned against the wall.
Yeah.
He's got him in one of those, but with his leg on the wall over this guy's right shoulder. Ando's left leg, foot against the wall over this guy's left shoulder and leaned in real close, inches from this guy. And Ando is, in fact, trying to appeal to Chio's love of BL stuff, not realizing that she's not actually that into it. This exact scene is famous from a game called Indoor, and he's banking on her recognizing it and being very impressed. In fact, Chio and Manana don't get it at all, just assume, oh, that must be his boyfriend and he's super flexible. All right, and they just keep walking. And Ando's shocked and kind of bummed out. Another pair of girls walk by and recognize the pose immediately, and they're like, oh my God, Indoor! And they're like, So then, come back to Chio and Manana. As they walk, Chio's embarrassed and that she thought Ando liked her. And she says something like, no one would ever fall for me. And then Manana says, oh, that's not true. And then it zooms in on Manana's lips and gives you kind of a real intimate close-up of her as she says again, that's not true. I mean, they did almost kiss in a previous episode, so there you go. We then see Ando apologizing to his lackey for making him do something so weird. To which his lackey responds with the real cotton candy sparkle background on him. He says,
the hexagons are coming out.
Yeah, he says, it's fine. I didn't mind. Cut to Ando just being like with that shock, that black and white freaked out shock face again. It's so fucking good.
She's like, oh crap.
I love these guys. The little bit after this one, we actually see when Ando sent that message. Ando sends that ice cream message from earlier. He was, in fact, asking her out, and she replies, well, it's cheaper to just snack on ice from the fridge. Rejected. Wow. Yeah, so there you go. That's that episode. We're on to episode 10.
Episode 10. It's a 3-parter.
Jesus. The last part's really short, though.
Yeah, it is. Shinozuka-san, sugar content, and the press conference.
Oh, boy. So this one...
And that's all just the first one. That's not...
Yeah, that's the title of the first one.
That's just one title.
This one's pretty goofy. Chio and Manana, they're walking to school. Momo, what was she again? She's like the student council.
Monitor.
Basically. Disciplinary committee. That's what it was. She jumps from behind a pole like she was waiting for him. Needs help. Something to do with Goto, but she doesn't want to admit what yet. She just says she wants to buy sweets and eat them, and they're very confused. Momo explains that she found like some half-eaten sweets at school and showed Goto, and he made some kind of weird analogy about how it's like wanting to sleep in when you know you have to get up, and she's like, what does that have to do with anything? Which is really weird. That dude's not good at explaining himself, not good at analogies, obviously. But what she wants to do is she wants to try doing what the bad kids do to understand them better. She wants to eat some sweets, like, she doesn't want to actually break the rules and take them to school, but she wants to eat some sweets before school and, pretend she's a bad kid so she can try to understand her peers better, apparently. Chio and Manana agree to help. As they walk, they pick some flowers from a bush and sip the nectar out of them. You ever do that? You ever get a honeysuckle?
I've got honeysuckles before.
Yeah, man.
Those were some big-ass honeysuckles, if that's what those were.
Yeah, those were not honeys, though. Those were like straight-up big flowers they were sucking the nectar out of, but they look tasty. My grandma used to have a big honeysuckle like growing on the back of her fence, and we would always just run out there and grab them.
We had a bunch at school in elementary. They grew in the field.
Yeah, man.
And at my school, we had a field that we went to go to recess on.
Yeah, man. Love me a school field. Did it have like it was supposed to be like? Did it have one of those big bat cages like there would be a baseball diamond there?
No.
Okay, we had one of those.
It was a field. It was a pasture.
Yeah, we had one that was like it was all grown over and there was nothing there anymore, but you could tell it used to be a baseball diamond because it had like the big like cage where you would stand in front of it when you were batting. Yeah. Anyway, the good old days. Those are the awful days. Fucking middle school sucked. Anyway, they're grabbing these flowers and sucking the nectar out of them. Momo freaks out. Property damage, and they're like, "What? We've done this for years. The lady who lives here is fine with it." And they make Momo try it, and she takes one, sucks the nectar out. She is overwhelmed. It's so good. It's so sweet. She's like doing the whole like if this was a Scooby-Doo, she would have like turned into a rocket and launched into the air. Mm-hmm. Like she is full on like all tensed up and like squeezing like, oh my god, it's so good. And then she like realizes what she's doing and like stops and she's like, oh, I mean, she just absolutely realized how wild she's acting and calms herself down, how much she's overreacting. And she admits, well, the reason she asked for help is because when she eats sweet, she gets overcome. Let's say she doesn't have a lot of sugar, so when she does eat sweets, she kind of flips. They end up deciding, all right, well, let's go to the shop. It's far away from school. That way we don't have to worry about anyone else seeing you. And there's a girl behind the counter who, is distracted by how intense Momo is when she goes to check out. But she rings them all up. They get their candies and whatnot. They sit in the shop, and Momo delicately unwraps and eats a single chocolate. She then goes goddamned nuts. Mm-hmm. She's like losing
that sugar rush, man. It's no joke.
Yeah,
Momo.
Dude. She is praising the taste, the texture, goes on and on about how incredible it is. I haven't seen Food Wars, but I bet it's like this.
I don't know, man. Have you never seen any clips from Food Wars at all?
I haven't seen a single one.
Oh, wait.
Is it more intense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check it out then. But yeah, she goes full on wild over this.
Food Wars, all on High Dive, by the way.
I have to check it out. All over this corner store candy. I mean, it's a single little square chocolate, and she's acting like it's like she's goddamn Mary Berry, like she's going nuts. Anyway, Chio knows that Momo wanted them to stop her if she gets weird, but she sees this as Momo's true self. She doesn't want to stifle her. She wants her to let her freak flag fly, if you will. And she and Manana watch her intensity. They match her intensity, excuse me. They end up eating their own stuff and they're like, oh man, this is so good too. Yeah, this one's amazing. And like they all stand there gushing over this candy. The shopkeeper's just straight up weirded out at this point. They run through the sweets. They eat them all up. They go nuts. Chio buys more. Momo mixes a bunch of colas together into a super sweet cola. Gives herself the Nobel Fizzy Drink Prize. Jesus Christ. The shopkeeper at this point is just into it. Gives them And she's like, speech. And Momo gives him an acceptance speech. Finishes it by saying she's going to marry Goto. Just pretty great. I love this girl.
Somewhere in the process of all this, too, maybe right before this second sugar rush, she says that her family is ashamed of her for
I don't think that was in the song.
Yeah. She says that her family is ashamed of her for the way she is due to how she handles sweets.
Oh, no. But yeah, she goes straight up Rick Wild. Cut to the girls at a park. Momo have fun, but no, she can't do that again. She got too wild. Chio and Manana say that they can have a sweets party at her house one day. That way they don't have to, she doesn't have to worry about being in public and losing herself. They get to school. Momo is she's very happy, but she gets a little embarrassed when she stands next to Goto and he says that he out of nowhere he's just like, smells like chocolate and cola, and she's like, ugh! And that's that one. We get the little short scene at the end of this one is Chio and Manana asking Momo how she feels about mint chocolate, and her saying, well, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's pretty tasty. And Chio and Manana both just can't believe someone actually likes mint chocolate. Listen here, let's have the mint chocolate talk. I love mint chocolate.
You know what? As a kid, I did not like mint chocolate.
I adore mint chocolate.
I didn't like mint chocolate until I was an adult.
I love mint chocolate, and I know there's people out there who straight up hate it. That's one, as far as like candy debates go, I think that's probably the biggest one I can remember is do you or do you not like mint chocolate? I love me some mint chocolate.
I like Andy's mints and stuff.
I love Andy's mints. I got a bag of mint.
I prefer it to be dark chocolate though.
Yeah,
like dark chocolate mint.
It kind of cuts the sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I literally have a fucking. Did you know they make dark chocolate and mint M&Ms? And I've got a fucking bag of them sitting on my bedside table. I grab some every now and then.
I did not know that.
Oh, they're tasty. As long as you brush before bed,
man.
you're good.
I like mint chocolate. But
love me some mint chocolate.
If I were their age, I would answer that question totally differently. Couldn't stand it.
Fascinating how our tastes do change.
Yeah, taste really does change.
All right.
It's crazy, man. Fucking science.
Next third.
1000 Spring.
Your girl's back. You rich girl.
Oh yeah. I had to like kind of stare at what episode this was. Oh my god.
So this one starts with just Chio. She's walking.
You, it's a bitch girl.
Stop.
You know I gone too far. And you know it don't matter anyway.
It's too much.
You can rely on the butt poking
too
money.
much.
You can rely on the butt poking money. I do want to note, I don't know if this is in the sub, but in the dub, they refer to this game as ass play.
Yeah, you told me about that. In this one, they just say giving an enema or something like that.
Giving an enemy, dude.
I don't think there's a lot of butt poking in this one though. But what happens is Chio, she's walking, she sees Rich Girl as she's walking, and shoots Manana a text, and then notice that Rich Girl isn't going toward her own school. And she follows her for a bit to see where she's going to. She walks toward a store where we see Ando is sorting through the trash. And as he's sorting through the trash, I had to make note of this, he finds a straight up porn DVD. The translation on it says, Plain Jane with glasses, 220 minutes, extra large portions. And the picture is of a fairly plain looking woman with very large breasts and glasses. She is the plain Jane with glasses. And he debates keeping it for a second. But he doesn't. He throws it away. Rich Girl then kicks him from behind. He turns around. And he says, Chiharu, what are you doing here?
I got to get your thoughts on Ando real quick. What are your thoughts on Ando at this point in the series?
At this point in the series, I like his character. I think he's fun. I think he's pretty cool. I do not like that we have confirmation he was in fact trying to ask Chio out. It's like, how old is this fucker?
I mean, he's got to be at least 25.
At least. It's not cool,
he's got lines under his eyes.
Not cool, man. Let's say he is 25. What's the rule for how young you can go? You remember that one? There was like a thing people used to say in like high school, and like, you know, when we were out of high school and shit, we were like, you know, at the bar or whatever dating people. You know what the rule is for how young you can go?
What is the rule? No.
Half your age plus 7 is what they would say.
Half your age plus 7.
So let's say he's 25. That is what? 12 and a half plus 7, 18 and a half.
19
and a half. She sure as hell ain't 19. So, too young, Ando.
Yep. But hey, you know, maybe Chio's into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We do get a hint here in a bit.
I will also say that fucking rule's bullshit. Just don't be weird. Don't go like I would say 2 years either side for me personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not dating anybody who's like...
Don't get too crazy.
Someone's 3 years younger than me. Get the fuck away from me.
Hey, but what if... Okay, so what if...
You're a child.
What if you're at the age... Sort of like, you know, we're in our late 20s, early 30s. In that range.
Does it hurt to say that, Roger?
In that range?
Does it hurt to say that?
I'm more in the later 20s.
You were really bummed out when you turned 29. And that was...
Dude, the other day...
Oh, no. Roger, no.
I was like, man, this sucked. Holy shit. I'm almost 31.
Baby.
And then I started thinking, and I was doing math and counting on my fingers like, oh, fuck, I'm already 31.
Roger, my baby boy. Oh, no.
I'm not in my late 20s. I lied about it. I lied.
He said late 20s, early 30s. I was like, did it hurt, Roger?
I fall a little bit in the later 20s, you know.
My baby boy. Oh, you did have, but did you have a dirty 30?
Like now, but would you date somebody that was old enough to have birthed you?
Well, when you say it like that,
can you put an age on love going up?
When you say it like that, no, not if you're gonna say it like that.
Can you put somebody that is your mother, or can you date somebody that's your mother's age?
I wouldn't feel comfortable about it.
No,
I don't know. I guess it depends.
I have an acquaintance that most certainly married somebody that is almost double his age.
I mean, hell yeah. I mean,
yeah,
if that's what's their own. I mean, don't get me. Like, here's the thing: we're talking marriage. We're talking dating. Because I'll take me a sugar mama. She gonna pay my bills. Hell yeah.
Married.
Okay. See, I don't know about marriage. If baby want to pay my bills, Andre 3000 had a song about that. You could have been born a little later, but I don't care. So what if your head sports a couple of gray hairs? The look on Roger's face. Holy shit.
Oh, this is
this is where we ended up, Roger.
This is where we are.
This is
hey,
30,
but I got
baby.
the information that I wanted. That was a question I asked, and you gave me a good answer, so I'm okay with it.
All right. Well,
if any good buddies are curious what I would say, I would say no.
Now that we've
I would
learned
not date somebody my mother's age.
Now that we've learned way too much about each other. All right. Rich girl kicks Ando. He turns around, calls her Chiharu. He says, "What are you doing here?" They argue. Chiharu wants him to quit working and go back to his gang. Chio approaches, and they explained who's who. Chiharu is in fact Ando's little sister. Chio explains how she was attacked by Chiharu, and Chiharu explains she went after girls from Samajima Academy because he left the gang. The other bikers wouldn't say why, but one of them let the name Samajima slip. She put two and two together, figured that he left for some hussy from this high school, and she vowed to find this person, whoever they were, and kill him by poking him in the butt. Chio decides it's not her problem, gets ready to leave. Chiharu doesn't know if it's her she's after, but Chiharu explains that she wants to take out this succubus, this hussy, this freaking whore who changed her brother, and she says it must have been amazing.
They use the word slut a lot in the English dub.
I don't remember him saying that, but she says it must have been amazing, the sex. And then Chio flips out, says, "Who are you calling a succubus? I'm a virgin." Do it.
I'm a virgin.
Oh, it's so good.
Everybody's gonna have to travel back in time to hear that story if they didn't.
Oh yeah, man, go back a few episodes. That was a good one. She says, "Who you calling a succubus?" So it is you then. We're not going out. I think
that's where they use slut in the English version.
Yeah. Ando explains how Ando actually tells Chiharu the truth, how he lost a duel, one hit and he was out, and also we find out she calls him what does she call him? May something. She calls him something. We find out his first name is Mayuta.
Oh, okay.
Mayuta. My name is Mayuta. It's back to Devilman Crybaby. Damn it, Mayuta died. I'm sad.
He did.
He real dead. Chiharu doesn't believe it. Wants to see her hit him if it's true. If it's really true, then go ahead, knock him out. And Ando is hesitant, but Chio squares up. She's like, hell yeah, let's do this shit. Elbow to the head, aimed for his jaw, missed, ended up hitting him right in the fucking side of the head, right in the temple. Does not knock him out. Didn't work. All right, try it again. Elbow to the other side, not good. Ando decides he'll try to scare Chio like he did before, and that'll freak her out enough that she'll accidentally hit him. So he decides he's gonna grab her by the collar and lift her up like he did before. He in fact grabs her tit.
Yep. What does she say right here in the sub?
Well,
did you note what she said?
In the sub, they stand there embarrassed for a second. She's like, and he's like, and they like kind of, and he lets go, and they're kind of like freaked out, and she goes, how was it?
Yeah. she in the English dub, she says, was it good for you?
Oh no. Jesus, this
she immediately
show.
Redacts the statement. She's like, that's not how I meant it, but
yeah.
At that point, you're like, maybe Chio does like Hondo.
Yeah, it seems that way. But yeah, she does the same thing in the subtitle. She takes it back. Suddenly, Manana out of nowhere. I'm trying to make it sound like an RKO, but it's not. She punches the ever-loving shit out of Hondo. Just straight up one-shot KO. Just runs out of nowhere, says, you're in the way! Boom! And just takes him out. And then she's facing down with Chiharu. Remember, Manana has a vendetta against this girl since she, absolutely demolished her butt several times in one episode. Chiharu sees that Hondo has gone down, and she looks up and says, so it's her. She must be the one. Oh, God. Chio tries to stop them, but they're both ready to go. They leap at each other. Then out of nowhere, Ando pulls Chiharu back, gets in front of her, and stands there defending his little sister, and tells Manana not to lay a finger on her. And Manana's just like, okay. And she just stops. She's like completely back to normal. She doesn't have that fire in her eyes. She's like, yeah, sure. And Ando... Chio realizes Ando was a delinquent. He was a real cool kid. A below average like Manana can't stand up to him. That fucking loser DNA runs too deep, and she can't stand up to him even though he's not in school anymore.
Right.
It's pretty great. Ando is in fact still unconscious. He grabbed Chiharu on instinct alone. He stood up and managed to get in between them. That's a good brother. Yeah. Kind of a creep going after high school girls.
How are you feeling about him after this episode? At this point,
I still like his character, but I don't like that he's going after Chio. It's weird to me. It's like, come on, man, you're too old for this shit.
You wouldn't ship him?
No. You got a house and a mortgage, man. Come on. He snaps out of it when a customer inside complains that no one's at the counter, and he's like, oh, sorry, run away. And he runs back inside. Chiharu ends up letting it go, says if either of them were really his girlfriend, he wouldn't have been so angry. And they go off to school, and that's it. A little bit after this, Manana doesn't remember punching out Ando, but does feel relieved after getting her rage out. Like, her knuckles hurt a little bit, and she's like, I don't know. I feel like I got a lot of rage out. I feel really good. It's pretty great. And that's that episode. That part anyway. We're on to the final third.
It's
very short.
Hondo and George.
This one's very short. It's all silent. It's all just images and animation. There's no talking. Ondo's sweeping out front. George the cat shows up. There's a sign that says no feeding, but Ondo feels bad for him. Remembers running home when he was slightly younger and finding his parents standing over the body of his own cat. Oh, poor baby died. Oh. And he remembers that, and he's all bummed out about this cat. So he goes inside, buys a can of cat food, and takes it out. George is gone when he returns, and he finds him on a tree limb that's about to break, going after a bird. George jumps after the bird. The tree limb snaps, and Ando dives, jumps to save him, and ends up landing on a rock when he falls back down and just hurting himself really bad. But
yeah, it's like he goes to land, like do the solid snake kind of
like
landing,
like
or
the
whatever.
superhero, like one
where
knee.
you got one leg extended and you're kneeling on the other one.
Yeah. He's doing the Thor.
The Rock, the leg he's going to kneel on
is like right on the knee. Yeah.
Crushes right on the knee.
It's pretty bad.
You can feel the pain, dude.
Yeah, that would hurt a lot. That would hurt a whole lot. I would be very upset about that. What's worse, getting a rock in the knee or like wanging your shin on something? For me, it's the shin.
Dude, I mean, in that instance, I mean, I would think the rock.
I definitely felt the pain there, but yeah, that's a.
Because I mean,
oof.
you have to worry about like you're landing on something where you have like a plate.
Yeah, dude. I remember.
I think the knee would be worse. Typically, just in your average everyday injury,
the shin for me is way worse. I remember in middle school there was like a big courtyard and there was a big stone like stage where like you were supposed to do plays and shit. They never did plays in there. They did them in the cafeteria. But there was a courtyard with a big stone stage. And in the mornings, like kids would like go out there and just hang out and just sit on it until class started. I remember climbing on that thing, not taking the stairs because what am I, a pussy? And climbing onto the thing and just slamming my fucking shin into this concrete corner of this thing and just being like, ugh, and just rolling over and like grabbing my leg on top of it and just hurting for a while.
It's just like that lower
it's
leg
the fucking
area,
worst.
Man. You ever stubbed your toes so bad like it sucks the breath out of your lungs?
I've stubbed my toe so bad that like it just was bleeding. Yeah, that's the fucking worst.
And and the pain doesn't go away anytime
no,
soon.
you gotta soak that shit in hot bath.
You're like,
that shit hurt. That shit hurt real bad. Anyway, we've really extended the time on this very short segment, so let's continue. He ends up saving George as he does, but does hurt himself on a rock. George then goes like through this little gap in the fence or whatever, and there's a bike coming and almost gets hit by the bike. Ando again jumps in front to save him. He is hit himself and rolls like to a stop several feet away. He gets back up. The bike guy's like, "Holy shit, I'm sorry." He's like, "It's my fault," and he like gets up, goes back to his job at the shop, and stands there just in time to see Manana and Chio walking by, and he sees them and he smiles to himself because, oh, this fucking dork. And the cat food, he reaches into his pocket and finds it's all wet. The cat food busted when he was rolling, and he's holding it in his hand. It's like busted and a little bit dripping out, and George like jumps up next to him and licks at it even though it's broken open. It's very very cute, and there's a little like sign at the end of it that says they got closer. Aww.
Yeah.
How very cute. That's the end of that episode. On to episode 11.
Episode 11. Chio in the middle of the night.
Is that what Ando wants? He wants some late night Chio.
Oh man, dude.
It's really bad.
You got a house and a mortgage to pay, dude.
You got a house and a mortgage, man. You're too fucking old for this shit. That said, I don't know, man. I like that character. It's just so goofy. Although, like the
whole show is just really goofy.
The whole show is really ridiculous. Yeah,
I give it that unfair pass, really.
Yeah,
because I like this show, and I would recommend it to somebody.
I feel you. It is just so
the situation.
It's so ridiculous that like you really can't take any of it seriously. But like a lot of the shit that happens in it is like, oh, this is fucked up. But yeah, I don't know. It's got a certain je ne sais quoi.
By standards in America, it's very,
Yeah, it's pretty racy. And I would say it's got a certain je ne sais quoi, wouldn't you?
Yeah, je ne sais quoi, dude. But, people get very upset if they Americanize anything, so they don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, episode 11, this is Chio in the middle of the night. Starts with a bank robbery. Bullets are flying, RPGs, it's a real massacre. The robbers get to the vault, and one of them thanks the leader. "We couldn't have done it without you, bloody butterfly."
Still using that handle.
It's Chio. She's playing a game. And as they move on the vault, she drops a stun grenade and unloads on these fools. Betrayal. And as this happens, she hears a noise, switches the window to a Ugle search. She like alt tabs real quick to switch the game out switch the computer screen to something else. Jumps, dives into her bed, which she has set up like... There's like a thing holding up the cover so that when she dives in, she's just already underneath them, like with the pillow there. It's pretty ridiculous. But she does this, and Mom enters and says, "Oh, Chio, what are you doing?" And she like gets on her for leaving the lights and the computer on, but is completely fooled. Didn't think that she was actually awake. And then when she leaves, Chio gets back up and runs to the computer to make sure a plan worked, because they definitely wouldn't have been stunned for much longer if she didn't finish them all off. Then she's definitely done for. She clicks back over to the game. It totally worked. All $6 million is hers. Oh snap, she got it. $6 million. She actually looks up the conversion rate, which I did not write down, but yeah, $6 million. She then decides she's going to bed for real and tries to, but ends up way too hyped from her victory and can't sleep. And she wonders if she could be a real gangster, and actually does a Google search. Yeah, Google search to see. She actually Googles the exact thing she Googles is how to rob Japanese bank. Like, that's, if anyone is checking your Google searches, you in trouble, girl. Like, You just looked that up. But anyway, the result she finds says it's not really possible. The way that banks work, they're all automated. There aren't any tellers. They don't keep that much money on site, blah, blah, blah. And also, anyone who thinks they could actually do that has been playing too many video games and watching too many movies. And Chio's like, all right, called out. And she eventually like goes and lays down again and manages to doze off. But she wakes up shortly thereafter, laying in bed, looks at the clock and and she's reading it wrong, she realizes after this, but she sees the clock and she's like, oh God, I'm late for school. And she jumps up, gets dressed, turns and looks again. She was looking at it upside down. It's actually 4 a.m. And Mom enters, having heard all this, and Chio tries to play it off, but Mom is concerned. She's like, are you okay? And eventually Chio gets her to leave. There's a lot of focus on her butt here. Because she's just wearing, she's like, at this point got like her school top on, because she was in like just, an undershirt or whatever. Yeah. At this point she's got her top on, but she's like not wearing a skirt, so you just see her panties. They really focus on her butt, and I'm like, all right, well, we're back to that. We're back to that. But yeah, Chio is now wide awake and debates whether she should even try to sleep again. Either way, it's gonna make her stand out, which is what she hates. She's either gonna be, she's either going to get sleep and then end up late so everyone knows she was late, or she's going to not get any sleep and just be completely dead tired with rings under her eyes and everybody's going to notice her. So either way, it doesn't work. She ends up shooting Manana a text, and then the next morning we see Manana walking and finds her sitting in her usual spot with a bag on her head. And she wakes her up. The plan totally works. She managed to just like go and sit there and sleep. That's like she just got some rest while she was waiting for Manana. But she had a bag on her head because she didn't want, that way no one knew it was her, I guess. I don't know, it was weird. She's still tired, and as she's walking, all of a sudden, ping, her head starts hurting really hard, like really badly. And you find out why, because it turns out what had happened was Manana found her and just beat her over her fucking head with a stick instead of just waking her up. Wow.
What a friend.
Yeah, what a cool thing to do. I mean, they're constantly fucking with each other, so it's not so shocking, but still. A little short end at the end of this one, Goto overhears Chio talking about all that money she won in her game, and he's thinking to himself what he would do with that money. He asks Momo what she'd do with so much money, and she struggles to think of a good answer. She wants to say something that's cool, but not like so crazy that it, makes her look like a bad person or whatever. And she says, oh, I just pay my taxes.
That's what she says in the English too.
Goto is in fact very impressed. What a very practical way to spend your money. It'd be very good for the neighborhood, really help the infrastructure. You know what? It's a good move. Do you ship that one, Roger?
Man, I really do have a house and mortgage to pay.
Jesus Christ. All right. Next one.
Let her get a couple of years and then, I'll ship them.
Jesus Christ. Next half.
Okay, so this one is called Apocry.
Jesus.
There's a very similar situation
in Asobi Asobase.
Yeah, in Asobi Asobase.
What's Apocry? What's that mean?
I think it's like your sweat glands.
Something like that. I don't know.
Like
something like that.
Glands?
I have no idea.
I'll Google it while you break it down.
Apocrine.
But anyway, it deals with sweat and steam.
Apocrine? Apocrine?
Yeah.
Apocryphal?
And I actually prefer it in
It's really showing my ignorance here.
Asobi Asobase.
Yeah, it was funnier.
It was funnier there.
But like they also did more with it. Like it came back several times. Boy, oh boy, that freaking spicy. All right,
spicy.
God, that show's ridiculous. All right. So this one starts with Manana at home. She's doing something and sees a TV program about body odor, which talks about how many women don't notice their own body odor. We always think of men as having this horrible body odor, but a lot of women do too. They just don't realize it because they get so used to their own stank. They don't say stank.
Apocrine glands are your sweat glands. That's what they are.
Nice, dude.
Apocrine odor is sweat odor.
I learned something today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next day, she's walking with Chio, and Manana asks, hey, smell me. And Chio doesn't want to do it. She's like, no, what the hell? She's like, no, come on, help me out. And she's very hesitant, but eventually she does and lets Manana know, oh, you're fine. And then Manana says, okay, let me smell you. And Chio's like, no, I don't want you to smell. No, come on, let me do it. You smelled me. Well, you wanted me to smell you. No, let me do it. And she just grabs her. She grabs her in an abdominal
stretch.
Abdominal stretch. There's not an extra badul. Abdominal stretch.
Did I say it right? I think I said it right.
You put an extra able in there.
Oh, damn it.
Abdominal.
Abdominal stretch.
Abdominal stretch.
Abdominal stretch.
Yes, that is how you pronounce it, which some of you may also know as the lamest wrestling rest hold.
No, dude, chin lock.
Chin lock's pretty bad. Chin lock is pretty bad. Abdominal stretch just looks dumb.
Not when Big E does it, dude.
He gives you the belly slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it. You got to put some fun in it. Pink belly. Oh. Anyway, but yeah, wraps her up in this abdominal stretch and takes a whiff because she's like right there next to her freaking armpit, and she is shocked by this beastly odor. A little picture of a bear pops up and like swipes her nose off. And for a second, she's like, Jesus, do I still have a nose? Like, it's really bad. She actually checks to make sure her nose is still there. And she tells Chio, oh, you're totally normal. But, oh boy, she can't bear to tell her the truth. It's horrible. And she realizes, wait a minute, we've been friends for so long. How have I never noticed that? It's probably just because we've been around each other so much for so long. And that smell's probably why Chio's so unpopular. And she feels awful for her. Everyone else knows it. I don't notice it because we've been together so long, but everyone else does. And oh man, that's why she's so unpopular. I feel so bad for her. And she walks over to a vending machine and actually buys Chio a drink. And then as she reaches out to give it to Chio, she stops, she pauses, and then crushes it in her own hand because she realizes, wait a minute, if that's true and that's why Chio's so unpopular, well then, is that why I'm so unpopular too? And that stink aura spread to her, she thinks to herself. She's pissed off. Chio tries to calm her down, but Manana just has another mood swing right back to pity mode and says that she loves her. She says, I love you, wild game. I'll never leave you. Calls her wild game.
Yeah, wild game.
Chio is confused. Manana is acting weird. And she calls Yuki. She calls Yuki to come by. Yuki-chan. There was also a bit there that I didn't mention. I totally skipped over it in my notes, but Manana's realizing, wait, that's the reason I'm so unpopular, and she thinks that's why there was that guy I liked, and I thought he liked me too, but then all of a sudden he was dating this other girl, and she thinks to herself that guy was gonna confess to her and ask her out, but then the other girl was like, oh, that Manana girl, she hangs out with that Chio girl, and she smells awful. Oh, really? Man, I'm glad you told me that. I guess I'll go out with you. Haha. Like, she imagines that's what happened. All right. Manana is glad that Yuki comes by, that Yuki can break it to Chio instead of her having to do it. And she calls
Apparently Yuki is a beast.
Yeah, she calls her, because she's so cheery, she can get away with breaking such news to someone, she says. She calls her like the Grim Reaper of bad news or something like that.
Heartbreak or something like that.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. So Yuki shows up. Manana has her smell Chio. And Yuki says, oh, you're all good. And then Manana's like, what? She walks over, smells her arm. No, she's all good. Well, what's up? I could have sworn when I checked that other arm, when I checked you, that something was wrong. And she was like, what? She said, well, you smelled this arm. She smells her right arm. Beast. Just beastly. Smacks her nose right off.
Bear. It looks like a football helmet logo.
Yeah, it just pops right off of her armpit. And she realized, oh, it was my dog, Chop. That morning, he was all up in her arm when she was petting him goodbye and must have left a scent in there. And it turns out it was nothing. And then it was no, there was no beastly aura. There was none of that. So, and then Manana thinks, well, wait, then if that's true, then why didn't that guy want to go out with me? So she asked Yuki about it, who does in fact put on her Grim Reaper of Heartbreak fucking robe and pulls out her scythe. She says, hey, do you know why there was this guy I liked? Do you know why he went out with this one? I was thinking about asking him out. And Yuki says, oh, well, it's probably good that you didn't, because he only goes out with pretty girls.
Yeah. In the dub, it's a little nicer. It says hot girls.
Yeah. And Manana just kind of smiles. She goes, oh, I see. Good thing I didn't get hurt. That might be the best episode ending to any of these. Like, that episode was kind of meh for me, but that ending is perfect.
I thought overall, I liked that episode. I
like that. I like that one a lot.
It did take, I think, a little bit of the edge off, because I already saw the far superior Asobi Asabase show. Episode.
I really did like the ending of that one, though. The way she just like has this blank look. She's like, oh, I see. Well, it's a good thing I didn't get hurt then. God damn it. When in fact she's just been crushed. The short bit at the end of this, when Chio and Manana ask Momo about her odor, and they ask her about how she smells, and they say something to Goto about, hey, you better make sure you smell good since you're always standing with such a pretty young lady. And Momo actually kind of blushes and says, she like feels bad for like they're trying to tell him to make sure he smells good. And she says something like, oh, I don't really mind the scent of a hardworking older man. And Goto just stands there. He doesn't even look. He just thinks to himself, older man.
I feel it, man.
You are feeling every year of 31 right now, aren't you?
I am, dude. It
Baby,
sucks.
Baby, it's okay. You're only young as you feel.
It sucks. I'm
You're only
knocking
young as you
on
feel.
death's door.
You're only young as you feel, baby.
Yuki's gonna come over and she's gonna break the bad news.
Oh no.
Your life is about to end.
Yeah, but she'll be in her. She'll be wearing her ridiculous little fucking
I'm
running
lying,
outfit.
good buddies.
You'll be like, all right.
I'm being overly dramatic, good buddies. I'm in my late 20s.
I do remember you being really bummed, like texting us a couple years ago and being like, y'all, I'm damn near 30.
And then the day did not come. 29, baby.
Oh no.
It was just a couple hours ago when I sent that text, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say a couple years ago just now.
You good buddies? Just
Buddy.
know that.
Oh my God. Calm
Just
down.
know it.
My beautiful boy.
Episode 12.
He's a good boy. He's a good
baby.
boy. Baby?
Baby.
What's it
Just
called?
one masterful method.
So this is a twosie. Just one master method is the first one. Here we go. All right.
We're going to finish it off strong, dude.
Chio's playing with Chop. There's a voice from the gate. It's Chiharu. She looks mad and ready to fight, but really just needs help with her homework. Gives Chio a sheet with a pretty complex diagram. I actually wrote it down and tried to figure. It's like two triangles. They're put together in a weird way.
You wrote it down and tried to figure it out.
I did.
You fucking nerd.
I did. I wanted to see if I could do it. It's like a riddle. I like puzzles.
Could you do it?
No. It was too complicated. I've seen a problem like that. The way you have to do it is draw more fucking triangles so that you can calculate those angles, do all the shit. I don't have the fucking time for it. Mm-hmm. But it's not as simple as okay, I know a squared plus b squared.
That's what you call geometry.
All right. Anyway, but yeah, she looks at it and she's like, oh, what the hell? Chia has no idea. Turns out it was the wrong one. Chiharu can't do.
She says it's the easy stuff.
Yeah, I can do that one actually. And then Chio asks, wait, how did you find my address anyway? And she's like, oh, it was on Ando's computers. It was on Ando's computer. I found it there. And Chio goes, oh, okay. Wait. Chiharu cuts her off before she can think too much about that and gives her the right sheet. It says something simple to the effect of, how would you make, using your current abilities and skills, how would you make 500 yen in 24 hours? Chio is shocked. can't believe these damn kids at this fancy school are doing all this business shit. Like, how are you supposed to know this stuff? She actually imagines, well, if I was her, and you see a whole scene she's imagining where Chiharu, this young girl, younger than Chio, she's like middle school, right? Has to be. She is shooting off text messages, communicating with some guy, meeting him up in an alleyway, and selling her underwear to him. Yeah, that happened. But yeah, that's what she imagines she would do.
Let me go ahead and state real quick that the question is asking, given your current age and what skills you have, how would you make $4.40?
I mean, it's hard out here for a pimp.
$4.40. We'll just round.
How would you do it, man?
Round it up to $5.
Would you go recycling like they do?
Dude, I would donate blood, plasma.
Well, I mean, let's say you're in middle school.
If I were that age, I would sell Pokemon cards.
I mean, if you've got them already. But I think like that's kind of the implication.
Dude, I was a little entrepreneur, man.
I realize that, but I'm saying like I feel like the implication is like you don't have anything. Like if it was that easy, I'd just go home and make some lemonade.
Just your skills.
Yeah, just like what you like your current skills. How could you do it?
Make $5.
Go begging.
I guess you could.
Stand outside of the fucking. I
feel like picking up cans is the easy one because it's the one given.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably how I do it. But yeah, there's a similar thing like this. I remember reading an article that was like it was like some college, and there was like a thing where it was like, you've got $100. How do you make 500 or something like that?
We live in Texas.
Yeah.
Pecan trees. Go find pecan trees.
We got a pecan tree in my old house.
Pecans are worth a ton, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But you gonna crack them and shell them? Or you just sell them
can sell them whole, or if you sell them cracked and shelled,
get a little more.
Get more. Yep.
But yeah, I remember reading a thing that was like, if you've got $100, how do you make 500 or something like that, or how do you make 1,000? And a lot of it was like a bunch of people's responses were, shit, just go spend that 100 on lemons and water, sell lemonade or something, stuff like that. The guys who ended up doing it and making the most money, because the whole thing was you had to do this, write a report, and then give a speech about it. So what they did is they just went to some local business and says, hey, we've got to do this thing. Like they just don't even spend the $100 to make the money. They say, we got to do this thing. What we will do is we will, as our presentation, as our speech, we will advertise your business if you pay us so much money. And they ended up making like way more than 500. And just going like up for their speech and like telling everyone about this business, and that's how we did it. Bye. Pretty fun.
Advertising, good way.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Anyway,
I love it.
Chio was shocked by this. She imagined Chiharu selling her underwear. I already talked about that. In class, Chiharu said that she would mug someone, and the teacher, of course, when he heard that's another option, just mug somebody. He says, well, criminal activity, of course, is no good, but keep in mind most business ventures start from a gray area. It's like, Jesus, you're teaching these kids to be little shady fuckers. She said she asked her brother, who, while playing his boys love game, his BL game, suggested, well, you could find an old abandoned bike and sell it for parts. And now she's asking Chio, who tells her that there is, in fact, one masterful method. That's the title of the episode. She tells her collecting cans. Got the idea from Mott, who did a similar thing. Chiharu looks mad, but is impressed. This could work. Chio she says, well, first of all, we only want to take the hard cans, because hard stuff is better, like diamonds and shit. And we can crush them beforehand. It'll be more convenient for them. We might get a little tip or something when we turn them in. And they get all these cans, they take them. Turns out, nope, you barely get anything because 1, aluminum's worth more, so light cans, and 2, don't crush them next time. It makes it harder for us to put them in the machine, you assholes. Wow. You fucked up real bad, Chio. You fucked up real bad.
How much money did they get for it?
Like nothing. I didn't even write it down.
I think it was 45 yen.
It was like fucking, what is that? 20 cents?
40 cents.
40 cents. It's like nothing. All right. Yeah, he tells him aluminum's worth more, not these steel cans. You guys are dumb. Chiharu calls Chio on her bullshit. He says, okay, but you said we should take the hard cans. I don't remember that. You did. You said that. The dream has no recollection of that. It's like fucking great. Chio actually cries at this point, and Chiharu's like, "Are you kidding me? You're supposed to be the older." And she tries to calm her down and thinks to herself, well, yeah, there's no way this is Ando's girl. She's so fucking pathetic. As they're walking, they pass a huge line of people who are standing waiting to get into the shop. And they spot Manana, who's standing there waiting. And there's a huge sale going on. She's waiting to get in. She doesn't want to get out of line. And Chio says, no, we have to go to school. Come on. You don't have money anyway. And she's trying to drag her out. And she says, no, I don't want to. Listen, at least let me sell my spot or something. To which a couple of women immediately start bidding for it. I'll give you 2,500 yen, blah, blah, blah. And like they just go nuts. And then as the three girls are walking, Chiharu realizes, dude, it's perfect. A line agent. All you gotta do is stand in line and then sell your spot to somebody, which is exactly what Manana did, and she got all this money. Chio, meanwhile...
Manana, by the way, wants to buy coasters.
Yeah.
She thinks she can afford coasters.
I don't remember that being a thing, but that's pretty funny. Chio, meanwhile, says she wants a cut of that money. It wouldn't have even happened if she hadn't come along. Chiharu can't believe it. She is such a failure, this Chio girl. Pretty great. A little bit at the end of this one, Manana asks why Chio doesn't become a pro and stream some playthroughs. Why doesn't she? She's so good at games. She should just, stream, do some playthroughs, become a pro gamer or something.
Because that shit's hard.
She says, no way. Competition is brutal. And, It's no good. There's way too many people out there. The market's saturated. The competition's just too brutal. And Manana's like, so you tried it, huh? And Chio's like, no. Can I do a search for you? Can I just look you up real quick? Please don't.
Bloody butterfly.
Bummer.
By the way, I believe she sold her spot for 2,500 yen.
Yeah, that's as high as it got before they stopped talking.
That's $22.02. So she made about $20.
Pretty good.
Over $20.
Pretty good. All right.
Last episode.
Here we go. Here we goddamn go.
Yuki-chan bears it all.
Jesus Christ.
We're about to learn a little something. We're about to watch an episode where they're all taking off their underwear, aren't we?
All right. Anyway, let's talk about it.
And is that what's going to happen?
They start by talking about streaking.
Let's just assume that I didn't watch it.
Talking about streaking. Chio explains that she found out about streaking while looking up kill streak because she wanted to know more about that, the term kill streak, and finds out that streaking was a thing that people would do as a form of protest and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. Or just because they like running around naked, why not? Yuki is walking with them and admits, that sounds amazing, to be so free and to run around like that. And one of them actually asked her, hey, do you walk around your room naked? Well, yeah, but and they're kind of like, and she says, well, but I wear an apron while I'm eating, so, and then they immediately think, you wear an apron while you're eating, so not just in your room then, you just walk around the whole house naked. Well, so...
You also know that an apron is supposed to protect your clothes, not be your clothes.
That's protecting her skin.
Yeah. The whole purpose of an apron is to keep stains and stuff off your clothes, or
maybe you keep it off your skin. It's keeping off of whatever is underneath the apron.
Sure, I guess that's fair. If you really want.
If underneath that apron is Yuki and her 6-pack because she's ripped, Yuki's totally shredded. She got to keep the pack clean, bro.
It's weird nonetheless.
You find out that her family is nudist, so it's not weird. It's just
still kind of weird, man. I could never ever in a million years imagine.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't be comfortable with that, but this is a family who's comfortable with it. If they're comfortable enough with it, then there you go. I mean, I'm not going to judge nobody, but it is, from my perspective, I wouldn't do that shit.
Wouldn't walk around your mom's house naked?
No.
While your family members are walking around naked?
I recommend walking around naked in your living room. Yes, I do. Well, you don't like that song? You hating on Atlantis? Is that what it is?
Is that Atlantis?
I'm pretty sure it's Atlantis. I'm going to feel real bad if it's not shit.
When you sang it, it sounded like Atlantis, dude. I don't know much of her stuff. I'm
certain it is.
I actually learned the other day, streaming, from one of the people watching the stream, that one of the Atlantis Morissette songs, a really popular one, is about Dave Coulier.
Oh, yeah, no, wait. Yeah, that's You Learn by Alanis Morissette. No, you're talking about You're So Vain. That is not Alanis Morissette.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's Carly Simon.
No way.
It's Carly Simon. You're so vain.
That's not about Dave Coulier, though.
That's the rumor is no one knows. The only person knows for sure. No, trust me, I know this because it was on all those I love the 90s or whatever. I love the 80s bullshits. That song, she famously auctioned off for charity the rights to know who the song's actually about because there were so many rumors and shit. One of the prevailing rumors is that it was about Dave Coulier. And she auctioned it off to one guy and whispered it in his ear, and he's the only one who knows who the song is really about.
No, you ought to know. It's about Dave Coulier.
All right. Maybe that one too.
Apparently Dave Coulier is a dick. I don't know.
I guess people write a lot of songs about that fucker because that's the same one, man.
Cut it out.
You're so vain, same thing.
That's freaking crazy.
Anyway, we should probably get back to the fucking episode, huh?
Yeah, stop Googling this stuff. The good buddies can Google it if they want to know. But that's what somebody in the stream told me.
You learn. You don't like Alanis Morissette, bro? Anyway.
I don't know any of it.
Well, you know some of it. What was the other song? Yeah, You Ought to Know was the big one, obviously.
Hey, man, Yuki-chan is bearing it all, and the good buddies aren't knowing about it. We need to know about these girls walking around without any panties.
I was trying to just like snake around it, but here we go. All right. So they find out that it's not just around her room. She walks around her whole house naked. It sounds like her family is in fact nudists. They are. Chio sees her as a. I don't even know what I wrote down here. Whatever's going on. They find out that her family is nudist, and she wants to tell her, hey, you can't just like go talking to anybody about this, that, you know, a lot of this behavior wouldn't be seen as normal. You get made fun of, blah, blah, blah. She sees her as a close friend, so she doesn't, you know, want to, she doesn't want to like, you know, her to get shit on by other people. Mostly here's where I wrote it down. She sees her as, because she is, you know, close to Chio, she is a wall between her and the other cool kids. She is a very important deterrent friend. She's a very important friend is what she says. She cuts herself off from saying deterrent against these other people. Anyway, Manana, however, goes all in, tells her, hey, I love being naked too. And Yuki gets up in her face and gets deathly serious, and she's like, you're not teasing me, are you? Because Dad said being naked is natural, so it's okay if people don't understand. But it's also okay to get mad if they make fun. And she is like deathly serious, all up in her face. Manana doubles down, doesn't want to admit she was making fun. She says, if I could, I would go to school without panties on. And Yuki's like, man, that sounds really fun. And she pulls her into a nearby bathroom. They return straight up commando. This fucking show. Chio is flabbergasted. Manana's embarrassed. Yuki is straight up loving it. Ba-da-be-ba-ba-ba. She be loving it. She teases Manana that there's a bug nearby, which makes her jump back and blows her skirt up. And Yuki's just like, looking good. And it's like, oh my god. Manana retaliates with a wind attack, blowing her skirt up, but Yuki just laughs and is loving it, feeling the breeze twixt her nethers, as one might say. They walk. Manana's actually into it now. She's actually really enjoying this, and her and Yuki laugh and play, but when Chio tries to join in, she like, they're tickling each other and stuff, and Chio's like, haha, I want to play too, and she like tickles Manana, and Manana like, whoa, and like pulls away from her, rebuffs her, gets close to Yuki. She's like, hey, it's not okay if it's you. It's like, okay, wait. So just because she's still wearing a panties, she still has the chains of her oppressor around her. But, all right. They walk. They keep going. Chio realizes she's being left out, that her panties are, in fact, a spell that binds her, quote unquote. She ducks into a convenience store bathroom, shows back up, and holds out her hand to show them she has, in fact, removed her panties as well. Man, oh man, they all run, they all laughed. Going commando is the best. They love it. They're having so much fun. The freedom to feel the wind underneath their skirts, and right on goddamn cue, Kushitori shows up.
Yeah, somewhere in this exchange too. I don't know if it happens in the subtitle version, but in the English dub, they definitely dropped the word muff in there.
Oh no.
Made me giggle, dude.
Feeling a breeze in the muff or something like that. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Stuff in the muff, man.
No. No, Roger, no.
Oh man.
Christ, this show. I only want me to watch this to torture me. It's fucking working, you assholes. I love you, good buddies. I love my good buddy Roger. Anyway, Kushitori shows up, says, "Wow, you girls are looking extra radiant today. Hey, you want to play a quick game of kabaddi?" And Yuki accepts 3-on-1. Yuki raids first. She gets ready, has her legs stretched, gets down, one hand on the ground, ready to take off. As she does, her fucking whole skirt blows up. And I mean, they blur it out, of course, but Chio and Manana see all and everything.
Yuki-chan bears it all.
It's like all of it, bro. Straight up flashed him. Good God. Chio then, before she runs in to actually try to play kabaddi, she tackles Yuki and runs off. Manana follows, saying, "Oh, we all have to pee at once, bye," and they all take off. They get away. Manana finds an article online while they're calming down about a person who was fined $300,000 for public nudity, and they're like, "Man, we can't be doing this. This was fun, but it's too much." Chio is shocked by that amount of money, 300,000 yen, for public nudity. And Yuki stops and she says, "Well, wait a minute. With all that money I've been saving up, I could pull that off once."
$2,600.
It's a pretty good amount. 2,600.
Yeah.
300.
2,642.
It's 300?
Yeah.
Jesus.
$2,642.99 to be exact.
That's outrageous, dude. Too much.
Too much to be showing your weenie off in the public,
Oh, God. Yeah, but Yuki's still thinking about it, like, I could afford that. If I've been saving up a lot, I could afford that. Jesus. All right, a little bit at the end of this one. Kushitori feels off, like she missed something important. Something happens. And it was the scene from earlier where she's about to challenge them to kabaddi. She says, what sport we should play, and she's thinking kabaddi. What's the best sport or something like that. Chio guesses esports, and Manana guesses sumo. And she remembers that moment, and she says, "Wait a minute, sumo! God damn it! I should have gone with that. I get to grab way more asses." But that's it for the show. The last bit here as the credits roll, there are some pretty fun bits where there's a previews bit, which I didn't write down anything about, but it's a lot of ridiculous shit. You see Chiharu, rich girl, at her school facing down with like a bunch of other girls who are all also butt pokers and champions and whatnot. And like, it's a real intense scene where like they're all on top of a building.
Ass play.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd. And there's also some outtakes that are pretty great. There's the ones that I remember most are, there's a bit, I think there's only like 3 of them. So there's a bit with where Chio's going past the bike and she like screams. She actually says something though, and everybody laughs, and like they pull back and you see there's like a camera crew, like they were actually taping it. Yeah, which is pretty fun. Which gives it a fun like fourth wall breaky kind of thing. There's a bit with Chio and Manana when they were in the what do you call, the alleyway, pretending to kiss, like covering their faces so that Yuki couldn't see him. They like actually kiss. Do, yeah. And then like, oh god, like it's pretty great. And the last one is one where it's Chio and Ando, and he's like facing her, and she's like, he's gonna headbutt me, and he's supposed to headbutt the wall. He in fact headbutts her, and he's like, oh god, are you okay? And she's like, ow. Like, it's pretty great. But that's it for the show. We made it through all the butt play, the ass grabbing, and the panty shenanigans.
This is the most racy one we've ever reviewed, dude.
Is it? I mean, we've definitely watched shows that like Devilman Crybaby had straight up titties. Yeah. But like this one was just, I don't know, the fact that it was like, you know, these goddamn high school kids. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. It's not the craziest thing ever. It's just the subject matter of it. I don't know. I don't know. It was pretty ridiculous.
Overall, I would say it was good.
It's not. It's as close to it. I'll say this. it's much closer. This is about as close to a full-on like sex comedy anime that I'd be willing to get. Because I mean, they don't really go all in on it.
I wouldn't say
it does get fairly absurd.
It's super great or anything, but if I were to recommend it or something,
fun.
I would say it's an anime.
I would. My God, we're doing this. Do you want to go straight into that now, or
let's get our
final thoughts on this show. Let's get our final thoughts on this show. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was fairly funny. It was a little too. Parts of it were too absurd for me, and there was some stuff that, like, the fact that these are high school girls, kind of got me. Kind of tightened up a little bit.
It's really like would I watch this again? Probably not. If they released a second season, I'd probably still watch.
I probably would watch a second season. Yeah. I could commit to that. But yeah. I'd say
right in the middle, man. It's good. I didn't regret watching it. It had some good laughs.
It was goofy. It
didn't change me.
Fairly perverse at times, and just dumb. But I did like it. I did enjoy it. It had a certain something that kept me wanting to watch it. So there you go.
It did hit. Sometimes it just had really good goofy moments. They were just genuine good moments. Made you laugh.
It was okay.
It was okay.
So let's talk about this. So that's it for Chio School Road. We made it, guys. Next week.
Oh,
we're switching it up, baby.
We're switching it up. It's going to be different.
There's a new logo and everything. I can't wait for you to see it.
It's so adorable. I made it myself. So don't be hating.
He made me look like a goddamn delinquent. Dude, a street tough. Excuse me.
Yeah,
a street tough,
man.
Wow.
Dude, you have the hair for it.
I definitely don't.
You could though.
You
could. There you go, dude. You just swirl that out. It's a good looking logo.
All right.
But what we're gonna do is so like we said, the big reviews, those are going away for now.
Yeah, we're not doing full on episode by episode breakdowns anymore.
It's not gonna be 3-episode series.
We might still do that for like MHA or something when it comes back. We'll let 3 episode build, 3 or 4 episodes.
Similar for MHA.
Yeah.
But for the normal reviews, we're going to just encapsulate a whole series into this review.
And we're going to try to keep it fairly spoilery free. We're just going to give like an overview, how we thought about it. We do have some like criteria we're looking at.
Yep. So what we're going to be doing is...
It's closer to like a proper anime review show, basically.
Yeah. Essentially, we have a worded format, a tier on a scale of 10. Once we add up our points or whatever, it'll give us a...
Yeah, and this is subject to change, but right now we have like 5 different things we're looking at that each one is worth like 2 points, let's say.
So we'll be looking
and that gives us a little leeway to be like, half a point, 1.5.
Yeah, so it'll give us some good results. So the first criteria would be the story and setting. We'll whatever the anime is, which I guess I'll go ahead and tell you now. Next week we'll be doing Maiden Abyss.
Yeah, we already did a full breakdown of it.
Review, but this is going to be our gateway into the new format.
Is the dub fully out?
The dub is, if it's not fully out, it's close.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, we've already seen the show, so I'll probably watch the dub as well.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to see the dub that wasn't out yet, so we're going to check that out. And what we're going to go over in Maiden Abyss is the story and setting. Now, of course, you can listen to the mega detailed breakdown. But if you haven't listened to that, this will be a good shot in there. It'll be story and setting, then characters and development.
Got some good stuff.
Art and the animation.
Pretty nice.
Soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
And the je ne sais quoi.
You can't even. Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Roger, what does that mean?
I don't know what. That's essentially your good buddies,
That's the good buddy factor.
Like that's if we want, sometimes, maybe there's a show where like, all this stuff hits the marks, but there's some reason I still want to dock it.
Yeah, or maybe
something I can't explain.
As an example with Chio School Road, I didn't love this anime, but it did have a certain charm to it that did make me want to keep watching it. So it'd get a couple points on the good buddy factor there, on the je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, so that'll give us a way to bump things up and down to more of how we feel.
Yeah.
It's not rigged, I swear.
That last one's a way for us to rig it. So
yeah, well, it'll be able to really fine tune what what we're thinking.
Yeah, but basically
because I'm not going to tell somebody something is amazing.
Oh God!
So
He's got this fucking chart.
I got a chart. Okay.
I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna.
It's ratings. You know, we have a.
I'm gonna criticize it every time.
Depending on the points, we have a 5-tier rating system. So an anime like Maiden Abyss will get a rating of, from each of your good buddies, Animazing, Most Definitely, Maybe, Meh, or Maybe Not.
So, yeah, that's like top to bottom.
Yeah.
That's the scorecard. Now, do we... Do you think, like, is Maybe Not better than anime? I mean, anime.
Meh. And then Maybe Not.
Okay, Maybe Not's the worst one.
Yeah, that's like, maybe you shouldn't watch this.
Maybe Not. So from the bottom.
I can't recommend this to anybody.
Maybe Not.
Yeah.
Meh. Maybe. What's the next one?
Most Definitely.
Most Definitely. And Amazing. God.
It's cool,
I'll say
man.
it. I feel douchey, but I'll say it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
that's
in
good,
it.
man.
I'm in the shit.
I think the good buddies will like it. I hope they will. If you hate it and you want us to change it, let us know. But that's gonna be our tier system or whatever for whatever score we get the anime, and the factor, the good buddies factor, that last one that we talked about. That'll be our way
je ne sais quoi.
Of maybe bumping something up or down a peg that we feel like it's more suited for.
Sure.
And then that will cover up the entire review. We're going to try to keep it much shorter than what it has been.
Try to get about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
That way, on YouTube, for all of our YouTube viewers, I will be able to add clips in for the show.
Still try to keep it spoiler free, but
yeah,
I mean, there's going to be some shit in there.
But you'll be able. There'll be something to watch. It won't be just a static image for the review.
Sure, we'll get some clips and stuff.
And then once we finish the review and all that's up, and that should be tons of fun to watch. Hopefully people really like it.
We're still gonna have bits where we talk about other stuff.
Right. And once we finish that review, we're gonna go into the rest of the episode. That's where we're gonna talk about what have you been watching. Mm-hmm. Brandon is thinking, maybe he wants to do some deeper what have you been watching.
Yeah, I was thinking like we do one review that we both watch this thing, but maybe like each of us brings like our own little book report.
Sure.
Like, here's a thing I've been watching, or maybe it's just the first episode. I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Whatever. We get a little details.
That's where you're gonna get like the weekly. It's gonna have. That's going to have maybe some spoilers here and there. We'll say spoiler warning or whatever.
Sure.
But it's going to have, our further thoughts on the series, like Maiden Abyss. We'll talk further into the series as after the review.
Sure.
We'll have that there. And then we'll have like good buddies questions. If you send them in, that will be in that part. Now, the podcast will go up the same time that it always goes up. Audio, iTunes, wherever you watch it, iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you listen, watch. So the full podcast will be there and up on time, just like it is, just in the different format. And then the review will come out on YouTube, and then a couple days later, everything left in the review, all that other stuff, the rambling stuff, that's going to be in its own separate video, and that will be our static image video.
Sure.
At first, I thought just leave all that off of YouTube and incentivize going to the podcast. But I know there are people that only watch or listen to the podcast on YouTube, so I don't want to take that away in case they do like hearing that.
Yeah, man.
So it'll be a couple days later, but you will be able, on YouTube, you'll be able to get both spots, but the podcast will be up a day earlier, the full thing, if you like listening to it that way, on iTunes and whatnot.
For sure. And I think, so we're shaking it up. Obviously, this is a pretty big shake up for us. It is very different, but, I think we let us get like, what do you think, 4 or 5 episodes in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see how it feels. I mean, we might end up switching to something else.
We might switch up. The whole point is to just kind of better what we do, And
we're trying to simplify, basically.
Yeah, and, have a more cohesive show that doesn't take, 3 weeks for you to get through the full anime. And the jokes and all the good stuff there in their views, none of that's going away. I think the charm of the show, I don't think it's going to go away just because it's a little shorter. Plus, you're going to get the ramble part of it too. So you're going to it's still going to be tons of fun stuff. It's just not going to be the massive breakdown, which is very labor intensive. It's super homeworky. And imagine your good buddy Brandon over here, who takes very detailed notes, who's been breaking it down for 35 episodes.
I don't need your pity.
I'm not pitying you.
Yeah.
35
You're trying to get them to pity me.
This man has been taking detailed notes on every single thing.
Hey, that was my choice, so let's not... Come on.
Dude, just listen to the applause of the good buddies.
The worst.
They're going wild, dude. They love you.
Why are you so bad?
Oh, Brandon.
Anyway, we're going to plugs. Do we have any questions?
We do not have any questions. I didn't put any feelers out this week, but anybody that sent us some fan mail, whether it be on YouTube in the comments and stuff, I had one person in a comment say, I don't know if you guys read these things or not. We certainly do.
Yeah.
So, be sure wherever you can message us, just message us. We'll give you all the spots.
We really appreciate it.
We do appreciate all the support and the love that the show's got so far, and all the questions that have been sent in. And we hope you stick around for this change. I know it'll be a little different, but I think if you just stick with us, it's going to be fun.
And if you hate it, well, I guess
if you hate it, you can let us know, and maybe we'll switch back.
Yeah,
at the very least, I'm pretty sure you're going to get something very similar for the MHA episodes.
Oh yeah, for sure. If nothing else. But I think that's it for the show, yeah?
Yeah, that's it,
Let's get to those plugs, baby. So first of all, as we already said, if you want to send us any questions, comments, recommendations even, fan mail, whatever you want to call it. It feels weird to say fan mail. I don't...
Buddy mail.
Buddy mail. Buddy mail! Oh, my buddies. My good buddies. That's great. You can shoot that to us at thegoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. We do also have the Facebook group. You can
buddy mail or good mail?
Good mail.
Welcome to the good mail.
Home of the good mail. Can I take your mail?
Can I get some mail?
Can I get your buddy? Jesus. We also do have the Facebook group. That's The Good Buddies Universe. Check us out there. We do have, of course, anywhere that you can leave a rating and comment, anywhere you can listen to the podcast, which is going to be iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher. I use Podcast Addict. Any of those, you can leave us a rating and comment. And odds are, if you do it, we're going to find it. We do also have the Twitter, which is TGB_animepod. Check that out. We do also have the Tumblr, thegoodbuddies.tumblr.com. I put up those pictures of the Donalds and got a few reblogs and likes on that. It's pretty nice. You love the Donalds.
I love it, dude.
And of course, you may also be listening to this / watching this on Rapid Kick Media on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And as I always say, yes, all those things have different names. You're going to make it. You're a big kid. Love you. Beyond that, though, is that it for the media? I always ask to make sure.
It, dude. Yeah, just plugs. Hey, dude, we're gonna have to record some stingers for the new stuff.
Oh boy,
some little clips where we come in just really hot, and it'll be that same clip every time at the same point.
Oh no!
Be sure to check out the Good Buddies.
Jesus.
You can follow us at TGP_.
Smash that like button. Good God. All right. But we do also, of course, as always, I want to give a shout out to our good buddies, Married with Seamonsters, a.k.a. the Mary Janes, for the use of our opening theme song, Paperdoll. Now, they are on Spotify, unlike us. But that song, as well as a lot of their other cool stuff, is only available on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. Can't get it anywhere else. You can download a lot of them for free, but, if you're cool, you go ahead and support the artist because they make a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
We do also want to give a shout out to our good buddy, Petty Theft. Yeah. Break it down now. That is how you pronounce it. 2 P's at the beginning.
You just realized that we've been shouting him out on every single episode, too.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You just realized.
Oh, my beautiful baby.
Like in the skit, dude.
All right. That is how you pronounce it. 2 P's at the beginning, 2 T's at the end. Petty Theft.
you got it all. You're all tied up, man.
It's been a long day, a long week. But that's our closing theme song, which we are still calling Sweet Anime Dreams. You can find Petty Theft on SoundCloud and Twitter. Hit them up, check them out. And I think that's about it. Who's taking us out, man?
You know what? You brought us in. I will take us out.
Well, then, from all of us here at the Good Buddies Universe, I am your good buddy Brandon.
And I am your good buddy Roger. Spicy!